Welcome to our podcast, Fuck the Diet Cycle, with myself, Laura Knight, and Abby Lodge. This is for you if you want to cut through the diet industry bullshit and finally end that cycle. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive straight in, shall we? Welcome to this week's podcast. It is slightly different, ladies, and we have the amazing Jazz joining us, who can be found as the Fashion Style File. And I'm going to hand it straight over to you, Jazz, so you can introduce yourself to us.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for having me on. My name is Jazz. I am a personal stylist. My business is called The Fashion Style File. I help women, everyday women, to rediscover their style, shop smarter, and dress stylishly with confidence. I absolutely love what I do. I work with women of all ages, shapes, and sizes. And in fact, this all started from after I was a mother and had 3 kids. I decided that I wanted to help other women feel great, because I felt like you kind of lose yourself, don't you, when you go through a stage of like, you've had your kids, your life's evolved and changed. It's not what it used to be, you know, where we were free and carefree, going out wherever we wanted. And your wardrobe obviously changes. And I was like sitting there one day, really upset with a little baby attached to me. And I was just like, I want to get back into fashion again, because I've got a wide, extensive range of experience in the fashion industry, where before I did worked in design, worked in retail. So all aspects of that has got me to where I am today. So I sat there thinking, I've got all these lovely clothes and none of them, you know, I'm not wearing them. I'm just not wearing them. And I think it's just that I didn't realize at the time that my life had changed, which I knew had changed, but it was just like, how can I start wearing these things again? It felt really dressy. It didn't really feel like me. And what happened was, is like, obviously, as my life had evolved, I didn't change my wardrobe alongside my lifestyle. And that's where I felt like really lost in what I was doing. And I thought to myself, I want to help other women using my knowledge and skills. I want to help other women to feel great again. I want them to know that you can start dressing up and feeling good. And it doesn't have to feel like you're overly dressy. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your own self, kind of self, like just feeling great in yourself, and just feeling good in your body, the way you look and feel.
Love that.
I absolutely love that. And it is something, like you said, you had your children and then you thought, oh no, like you do lose yourself. You know, I'm a mum of 2, Lauren's a mum, many of our listeners are mums themselves, and you put yourself to the bottom of the pile. And you kind of, when I was pregnant, I was like, I'm not going to lose myself. I'm not going to be one of these mums, you know, always in a mum bun. And, you know, I am always in a mum bun, but I'm not, you know, nothing's going to change. And everything does change. And one thing for me, so I have lost a substantial amount of weight. And before I lost my weight, I was always dressed in black. I was always covering up, you know, didn't really want to be seen, no kind of bright, bold colours. Anything that was kind of, you know, big, baggy, kind of oversized, just to kind of hide myself, even though it made me look even larger. But I really think that since anybody that goes through any kind of significant change in their life, whether that is motherhood or losing weight or whatever, you do really lose yourself. And that is something that I've really, really struggled with since losing my weight, is how do I find my style again? Because I literally have gone from wanting to cover up to now I can kind of go into the shops and see things and think, oh yeah, I can wear that. But I physically, and it's kind of a running joke that I have with like my friends, I still cannot put an outfit together. So do you have any advice on how do you find your style?
Yeah, it's so common with so many of the clients I work with. They're like, I'm just lost. And it can be that a lot of them are, you've got things in your wardrobe hanging from your previous life of, you know, you might have been 2 stone heavier before. You've got clothes that don't no longer fit you, but they're still hanging in your wardrobe. And the number one thing I would say to any woman is get rid of those things that don't fit you anymore. Anything in your wardrobe that doesn't make you feel great, get rid of it, because that's what's causing you to feel the way you're feeling, And also where you've lost loads of weight, you need to understand your body shape again, because your shape may have changed. When you lose a drastic amount of weight, many women's shape can sometimes change. Generally, it won't change throughout your life unless you've had a drastic weight loss or gained weight, overweight, weight. So I used to be a pear shape and since I've put on a bit of weight, I've become more hourglass, but a curvy hourglass. And it's just understanding how can I balance out my body shape. And I think the first number one thing is get rid of clothes out of your wardrobe. Second is really look at things that you've always been drawn to, like get a notebook, just write things down. Like, I've always loved a bit of leopard print, or, you know, you've always loved just wearing trainers. You're just not going to wear heels anymore. Look at your lifestyle, really look at your lifestyle. What are you doing? Is your wardrobe aligning with your lifestyle right now? If not, then those things need to go. Then write a list of points of things that you like. And then from there, I would recommend Pinterest is a really good app to explore and look at outfit styles and see how things they're putting together. And also think about your kind of style. What is it? Is it classic? Are you quite a relaxed dresser? Do you like to dress up? Because some women like to wear a floral dress and throw over a biker, things like that. And when you note all these things down, it's going to start really painting a clearer picture of what you like and how you can get to where you want to be. And I think the fundamental thing is understanding your body shape as well. So that's where I come in as a personal stylist. Women will come to me and say, I've lost drastic amount of weight. I just don't know what suits me anymore. And what it is, I will help the client to understand why they can't style themselves. And it's like, okay, your body shape is this. And this is not necessarily putting you in a box, but working with clients in a bespoke way to say, okay, this is your body shape where you need to balance your shape out. You know, you might be top heavy, and then you balance your shape out with certain styles that I would suggest. But I also consider where some stylists might put you in a box, I really consider what you like and what you dislike.
Mm.
So based upon that, I will also do your colors. So color analysis is also really powerful. What colors truly suit you, you know? And sometimes it could be you're wearing the same styles, but you've changed up the colors and people go, oh, you look really lovely in that color. And there's such an amazing power and science with color analysis. And when you're wearing the right colors, it can make your skin naturally glow. You may not have makeup on. It will make you look more healthier. So it's so powerful in that sense. But it's just doing all those things and then understanding your body shape will help you to start building a vision of the style that you want to create. But it's a slow process. It's not like magic, you're going to find everything straight away, because you do have to go into the shops and try things on.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that's helped so many people, because it is, you do really, really lose yourself. And like, for example, I'm going on holiday in a few weeks and I'm like, I don't know what to wear. Like, and you know, I've used my goal weight now for 2 years, and I always kind of thought, oh, by this point I would know what I like. And I'm still like,
so many women will probably run off to the shops and buy a whole haul of clothes. But I will always say, look at what you've got first, lay it out on the bed or the floor, and just lay out things that you could wear for your holiday. And I love this. I get so excited when I go on holiday. When I ever get taken on holiday, I'm like dying for a holiday right now. So I will lay things out from things I already have. Like, in a way, I kind of create a capsule wardrobe for like my summer clothes, because we don't really have a big summer here, do we? But I always kind of stick to a small collection. So a capsule wardrobe, essentially a small collection of clothes that mix and match to create multiple outfit ideas for you. And it's a lot cheaper as well, rather than buying constant things in different colors that just don't work. And sometimes with things like a holiday, you could choose 3 or 4 colors and say, right, I'm going to have gold in there. I'm going to have a bit of khaki in there. I'm going to have, obviously, black and white women will always wear. And then just lay things out on the bed and think, what have I got that I can wear on holiday? And then from there, make a list. And then that will be your list to go and shop with intention, rather than just mindlessly going and thinking, oh, that's nice. I can buy this. So you won't be wasting your money. You'll just be buying things intentionally, but know that, okay, I've got some bits that I can take, and then according to that, and also per day, you know, if you have a plan for your holiday, what you're going to be doing per day, then, you know, plan per day. Like if you're going out on an excursion, what kind of things would you wear? Like shorts? What are you going to feel most comfortable in?
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Love that. Yeah.
So talking about that, and I feel like this goes straight on quite nicely, the power of accessorizing outfits
Oh,
to
yes.
change them up.
Definitely. That is such a game changer in elevating a simple dress. Like I am all for, I'm not that style. It's like, right, we're going past the shopping and you're going to buy a whole new wardrobe. I like to see what the client has already got. I'll say, what do you already have? What key item? What do you really need? So according to all those things, I will suggest things for them. So if you're bottom heavy, wearing a statement necklace or something like that, a print on your top half is going to draw the eye upwards and away from your hips if you're very conscious of your hips. So any like big earrings, any kind of statement necklaces, and as well as that, bags and shoes are accessories as well, so they can make a huge difference. I just say that sometimes if you're adding a pop of color, maybe it could be, say, red shoes you have, for example, and then just match it with another bit of red, like it could be a red lippy. So you're matching your lippy with something, or matching your lippy with your bag. So it could be those two things, or a necklace, like those two kind of accessories, and things that match, that create that kind of pop of color within a simple outfit.
I love that. And also taking it from a daytime outfit into an evening outfit just by changing a few bits and pieces. So, for example, if you're at work and then you know you're going out for drinks after work, not having to take a whole new range of stuff, but just being able to switch that up.
Yeah, I love gold and silver accessories. Like they're so easy to just elevate a simple look. But then I also like a pop of color. And I know if you like a specific color, like add that to your outfit. And I even like for the evening, like if you're at work and it's quite casual, in the evening, you could just throw over a blazer, which just kind of cinches you in. It just creates a whole smarter vibe if you want to go out in the evening. And add some heels, add a little bit of heel or a mule.
Love. And we can't go wrong with shoes.
No, you can't.
Love a shoe.
And I think that, Lauren, you have got accessorizing to a fucking T. Like, Lauren is the queen of, like, I've never known somebody to have as many earrings as Lauren. And I'm like, how? But yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But like Lauren said, like she can take stuff from daytime casual, change your bag and her shoes, and it's like whole new outfit. No, it's not. It's just
And Lauren's quite bold. I've seen you quite dressy,
very
like
bold.
obviously and when I bumped into you once at a restaurant, so you were like wearing this gorgeous dress, and I was like, oh, that's lovely, and it's nice, and you feel good. You're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. And sometimes women will say to me, I want to capture wardrobe of just simple clothes. I don't want to stand out. And it's like, why? You were born to stand out. And if you have lost loads of weight, why not? Like you want to show off your beautiful frame. But I think sometimes it's a mindset thing where in your head you still think you may be bigger, and it's hard to come over because you're thinking, oh, I can't show off my tummy because it will stick out or something. And actually, it's not sticking out. No one's looking at you. If they are looking at you, they're admiring your dress. They're admiring that you're boldly walking out there with that gorgeous green jumper, for example, just that, and it just turns the head. And like I said about color analysis earlier, when you wear colors that really suit your skin tone and features, people will comment on it because it'll make you glow. So, don't be afraid of color, even if it's small amounts of color, like you say about accessories. It could be through accessories or a bag or shoes, just starting small, or it could be a scarf.
Yeah. And I think that's probably where I came from, where I, like Abby, hid away in black or dark colors or wore cover-ups. When I lost my weight, I've always loved fashion. So when I was younger, there was a bit of a running joke that all of my money that I earned, like doing sideline businesses when I was young, all was spent in River Island all the time. If you was going to find me, I'd be in there. And I think that comes from my nan as well. Like my nan was the glam queen. So we loved fashion. But then I got to a point where I hated myself enough to hide. So instead of learning how to dress for my size, I just wanted to hide away. So now it's kind of like, no, you spent far too long where you'd lost yourself. So girl, if you think you're going to hide away now, you've got another thing coming. And sometimes I'll step out and James is like, how many colors have you got on? I'm like, every color of the rainbow. I don't care.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, whatever. He's like, you know best. I'm like, yes, I do. Because now dressing up for me makes me feel good. Being able to walk into a room and go, actually, I don't give a damn what other people think, whether I should be wearing this or shouldn't. I like wearing this. This makes me feel good. And I think that's why I can come across with so much confidence. And that's what I want every single listener to take away from this. It doesn't matter what size you are, where you are in your weight loss journey, whether you've gained a few pounds, lost a few stone, it doesn't matter. Start learning how to be comfortable in your clothes because it makes such a difference.
But I also say that you have to overcome the mindset issue of it is a mindset issue where people are just like, oh, I can't, or they start talking themselves out of wearing the certain dress that they know suits them, but it's all these thoughts and feelings. And I think you need to, whether it's affirmations, whether it's something, some kind of tool that you can use to do that. And sometimes I do that with my clients. I will recommend affirmations or, you know, certain things, certain, as a style coach, certain tools that will help them kind of overcome those things. And I think sometimes some people are so, you know, I'm not a therapist. You know, it's so bad with some people that they do have to seek some counseling in some way, because it's like this is what you wanted for so long and you've lost all this amazing weight, and you're at your dream, you know, dress size or whatever, and then still you just can't bring yourself to wear those certain things. That's so important, because I take people personal shopping and they're like, I can find the most amazing clothes, and if they're not feeling great inside, if they haven't done that work, it's hard to even help them in that sense, you know. To find you amazing clothes.
Yeah. And I also think it kind of brings me on to the next point. It's really hard, especially in this day and age, with marketing, like of clothes and things like that, of how it looks on the model versus when you get it, when, you know, if you're ordering it or whatever. Like a lot of these shops and stuff, high street shops, don't really tailor for, you know, the everyday mum, for example, who, you know, may have a bit of a tummy or whatever. They put it on these beautiful models who they look incredible, and then you kind of order something or you get something, you think, well, I don't look anything like her. Like, how do you overcome that side of things as well? Because that's still something that I really struggle with. I'll see something and think, oh yeah, I could wear that, and then I look and I think, oh my life, that don't look nothing like how it does on the model.
I think it's also, okay, there's some important things I'm going to say here now. When you go into a shop, I know so many women get upset. I can't fit into that size 12. I've always been a size. Why can't I fit into that size? It's important for everyone here to remember things are manufactured, mass produced, right? Not everything is going to be that perfect size 12. And if you might have seen it on Instagram, you get those posts where they've got like jeans, the same size jeans from every different store. And they're like, look at the size variation. This is all a size 12, but the variations, like I find Marks and Spencer's come up slightly big. So, you know, you might be able to size down, which is great. So women love that, right? So it's psychologically, I know it can feel like quite debilitating when you're just like trying to find the right size for you, but you have to get the sizing out of your head and think you have to just try things on. And if that fits you correctly, like for example, jeans, I wouldn't go too loose. Get the snuggest fit you can, because they do give, especially when you're buying from the high street. Jeans they tend to stretch, don't they? So you need to go for the snuggest fit, because it will give and it will be the correct kind of fit on you. And when you tend to size up, you're going to end up having really, really baggy jeans. So I think when it comes to things like that, look at things on the model, but also look at your shape. What do you want to hide? If you're a bit paranoid with your if you don't want to hide, if you want to paranoid with your thighs or something like that, if you're you want to conceal them, it may be you want to go for a straighter leg jean over a skinny jean. Skinny jeans tend to really kind of make the top half look bigger, but really highlights those thighs if you don't want to. So it's things like that. Sizing is important, and you must remember these things are mass produced. Try everything on, but focus on the stores that you kind of tend to go to that work for you. Like if you prefer shopping, for example, at Marks and Spencer's or New Look, or Zara, you know certain things fit you. And it's just keeping a mental note of what fits you, but also remembering that the size isn't everything. It's about the fit. The fit is key, and it's so important. And when it comes to shopping online, I recommend that take your measurements down. I mean, you're taking them anyway for the weight loss every week. So if you note them down, and when you're out shopping, when you're shopping online for something, you can compare your measurements with the measurements online. And again, you'll see how much they massively vary. And then you're going to more likely, when that item comes through the post, you know it's going to fit you correctly because you checked the measurements. And it's not a waste of time. And I think so many people, that's why sometimes people hate online shopping. But when you're shopping in person, you've got to just have that day where you go in, you're dressed up, you feel good, and you know you're going to go and try on a few jeans and tops and dresses. And when you had your makeup done or you're dressed up and you feel good, you know that you're going to kind of love yourself in that outfit a lot better, rather than just be, oh, I've got to look for a few tops, I've got to look for a few trousers and things like that. But just go with like the intention of not buying a massive order, but focusing on a few things and not overwhelming yourself.
Yeah,
I love that. I think that's so helpful, like for so many people, because I know so many people that I speak to, they're like, no, can't shop, can't, nothing fits, or like they don't want to size up, for example. Like as somebody who has been overweight, the thought of me then having to go to the next size up and it was getting bigger and bigger, it was killing me. And then obviously now I'm like, I can wear these things, but it still doesn't look right. And it's like, no, actually, if I do need to size up, then that's absolutely fine, because like you say, it's all totally mass produced and these measurements aren't universal. And I think that's such a hard thing as a woman to kind of come to grips with, that yes, you may be a 10 in that store, but you may be a 14 in that store. It doesn't mean that you've miraculously gained weight from walking from one shop to another. It's just how they're made.
Yeah, and ladies, there's no one's looking at the size. It's inside. No one can see it. And if it's that bad, just chop off the label. I know women that do that. They're like, oh, I chopped off the label because I just couldn't look at it. I just couldn't be that size. And it's like, just chop off the label, and it's nobody's going to know. But the thing is, the key thing is that things that are in your wardrobe should be fitting and fit you now, fit you for your shape now, whether you're a size 16, and I find so many people put their life on hold until they become that size 10. If you love and honor the body you're in now, you'll get to where you want to be in time, through Lauren's help and Abby's help. You will get to where you want to be, but please do not self-sabotage yourself in the meantime, because your body's just saying, fuck you. I'm not going to lose that pound for you or whatever. It's just like you're not really giving your body that great energy. And I think for you to move ahead, like if you felt great in a few, like even if you just buy a few outfits from, it could be Primark, and you didn't want to spend a lot of money, and you just walk around in those outfits and they make you feel good now. It could be, you're size 16, but you could be wearing a really nice jacket that you always feel good in, and a few simple staple wardrobe basics, like it could be a good pair of jeans, a few nice t-shirts. You're going to walk around feeling good, rather than just like wearing black and not honoring your body. It's just, and I swear to it, I've seen women get there quicker by doing this.
100%. The amount of clients that I have in, and I know Abby is going to be the same, that walk in and they stand in front of us, and the first thing I said, especially this week, I've had 3 ladies that come in, I kid you not, if they weren't hanging onto their waistband, they'd come in with just their pants on. So I've said to them, they've got to go. Why are you still wearing that clothing? Because your brain is not catching up with the amazing progress that you've had on your journey. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you are seeing that original version of you that started with me on X date. I was like, but if you just actually just dress to the size that you're at today, okay, you're not at your end goal, but you're still not at the beginning either. So let yourself celebrate that. And using things like Vinted now, going into the charity shops. There's some amazing charity shops in Essex and in London. Like go and search through, because you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds if you're not at your end goal, but you certainly don't need to be walking around in tents.
Exactly. I totally agree. It's just honoring your body and feeling like, okay, you know, I deserve to look good now. You deserve to look good now. And, you like you say, don't have to, I love Vinted. I mean, Vinted's amazing. I found brand new things with labels that either where someone's may have put on weight or lost loads of weight and are selling things on. And it's amazing. I found a £300, usually leather jackets from All Saints are £300. We got it for £100. It's amazing. And it was in mint condition. And the amount of lovely things I found. And I love that I wear things that nobody else has, because can you imagine going to a wedding and you're rocked up with someone else in the same Zara dress? And it's, you know, it's good to be a little bit, you know, when you do all those things, like I said earlier, like just pointing out things, noting down things that you really love, that you've always been drawn to, prints, fabrics, colors, and then kind of creating that vision for your style, you'll slowly get to kind of start building that identity again. And like, okay, my life, but also looking at your lifestyle. One of the exercises I do with some of my coaching clients is wheel of life exercise, and just shading in things, areas of your life that you're, you know, have most priority, that, you know, that some, and then you'll see when you look at that wheel and all the areas that you shaded in, what's lacking, what do you need to work more on? You know, you may not be in workwear anymore. And why is your wardrobe full of workwear?
Yeah. And that was the same with me. I had so many like stilettos and stuff from when I was in the office. And I loved my stilettos. And I would always wear them to the office. Everyone else was in casual clothes. No, not me, obviously. And I would walk in and I'd get ribbed for it every day, but I didn't care. And it's only this last year, I haven't been in the office for the last 7 years, yet I still had these stilettos, because I was like, oh my God, they're my babies. But they didn't go with my nighttime wear either.
Sorry.
That's right. They didn't go with my nighttime wear either. So I was like, okay, you got to let them go. So I did, and that's fine. But it is interesting. Another thing that I really wanted to discuss with you, because I think so many women get it wrong, is underwear.
Oh, yes. You need to have, this is why a lot of people's clothes do not look right, because you're not wearing the right underwear. And investing in good underwear is a key, is a must. I have to say that's important. Like, I wouldn't always recommend places like Marks and Spencer's, because all body shapes are very, very different. So they don't always suit people. There's loads of brands. I love brands like Fantasy Lingerie, Lumi, if you're very full busted, they're really good. So investing, and Rigby and Pella. Rigby and Pella is expensive, but their sale is brilliant. So, you know, you will be getting a £30 bra, but it will last you ages if you wash it well. But the fit is just amazing. And when you're not wearing the right fitting bra, your clothes are not going to look good. And that is key. And underwear, especially, you know, I see some women walking around in shapewear all the time because they just want to suck everything in. But you don't have to wear really firm shapewear. There's places like Conturf. They're very, very reasonable, great price in their shapewear, underwear, like vests and things like that. But that is key. There's a whole range of brands that you can, you know, shop from online. And a lot of them do bra fitting via Zoom.
Oh,
they do. Fantasy do it via Zoom, and I think Bravissimo used to do it via Zoom as well. So a lot of them can, if you can't get to the shops. But ideally, I would say if you can, try and go into the shops. Like John Lewis is very good. We have, obviously, we've got Blue Water near us, so you can go to places like that. And there's also some private people that small kind of boutique kind of brands that do them. I think it's Emily Rose lingerie. I need to check that. But yeah, there's loads of places that you can go to. Obviously, the high street stores are slowly diminishing, so there's less options, but there's loads of options online. But definitely try even obviously Marks and Spencer's, John Lewis, Bravissimo, Rigby and Pella.
Yeah. And you're right, it literally changes somebody's shape. And obviously if their
Yeah,
boobs are lifted in the right area, if their underwear, like their knickers are in the right place and they're wearing the right knickers for their shape. Because what I found as well, when I was trying to wear shapewear, especially if it wasn't like a full body one, don't get me wrong, I had one that literally went from my boobs to my thighs when I was a lot bigger. But now, if I put shapewear on, what I find is because I haven't sized it correctly,
yeah,
instead of making it look smooth, it all just kind of rolls up to the top. And that
yeah.
doesn't look good either. So I'm better off
No.
not having it at all.
Yeah, I always say sometimes, okay, Marks and Spencer's do some really good ones, but I really love Conterve. It's a lot cheaper. And you don't want it rolling or anything like
No.
that. But so I wouldn't go for a firm shapewear. Go for something that's like medium control because it's going to feel comfortable. And there's nothing worse going to a wedding and you're sucked in with this shapewear and you're like, I love the wedding, but I just didn't
Yeah,
enjoy
I just
myself because I
literally
was
felt like a
yeah.
stuffed sausage all the
That's
time.
it.
Like that's what I
You're
felt
not
like I was just gonna burst, and then trying to get it off at,
for the
like at the end of the
toilet.
night
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
horrific.
So sometimes I say to clients, size up, because if you size up with certain like shapewear, you might find it's a better fit, but you want it to smooth you out. You don't want it to have all the, sometimes if it's too tight, things will still stick out and it just, you're sitting down and it's just, you're not comfortable. So, you do have to try them on. So I wouldn't go for the firmest fit either. I just don't love shapewear for everything. I know some women will wear a kind of bodysuit every day because it just smooths everything out, which is fine if you want to do that, but don't go for a really hot, like thick, controlled one, a firm one. So
Yeah.
I love this. And now, obviously, if you're in the UK, we are in spring. Come on, sun is coming, which means summer holidays are coming. Summer is coming, which means swimwear. Let's talk about damn swimwear. I think it's really hard to find pieces that again suit your shape. And so I used to wear when I was at my biggest, like these all-in-one but I would always try and make it with like a little skirt kind of thing. But
yeah.
now obviously I've lost weight, so I do kind of like experiment with like smaller size. But I think it's really, really hard. Again, down to that whole this is what the ideal body should look like, completely straight with big boobs and all this kind of stuff. Have you got any tips for finding pieces of swimwear that you are gonna feel confident in?
Yeah, I always say, obviously, like if you're fuller busted, go for a full cut. Go for anything like, say, for example, you're conscious about your tummy area. Anything with a bit of ruching will help conceal that. Obviously, your tummy is that, but you're going to have a bit of ruching, which kind of conceals that, and it just kind of like flatters it a little bit more. Or anything like a wrap style. Like it's quite flattering around the bust, just under the bust, like an empire style. I tend to find like Next is really good. I absolutely love F&F clothing sometimes because sometimes you're shopping, you pop in. I find a lot of women, especially school mums that I'm speaking to, they love the clothes. They feel like they fit them better. And even like you've got Sainsbury's 2 clothing, if you're on a budget, they're quite good as well. And also like color, if you obviously black sometimes is, but don't be afraid to kind of push yourself out and go for a bit more color. Like if you don't feel confident in bikini, maybe go for a tankini style, which is raised higher slightly. Places like Bowden are great for shapewear. Sorry, swimwear, bikinis. Again, some of the places like Fantasy Lingerie do some lovely swimwear. And obviously I'm curvy and I find actually their bikinis are amazing. They come up a bit higher. They don't cut, show off cut you in the wrong places. They kind of hide the bits you want to hide,
Yeah.
especially where I have, since having the babies, having stretch marks. So that tends to cover that. They come up a bit higher. They're not skimpy. And I
also,
think
go on, sorry.
if you go for a premium brand, if you just spend a little bit more money, you're going to get a better fit and better quality. That's just fact, right?
Yeah. And I think this also goes back to knowing your bra size properly, because if you are going to go for a bikini, just picking a random cut off, again, it's not going to sit right. Whereas if you've chosen that bikini top properly and it fits your bust properly and it suits your shape, it's going to look so much better and hold you in the right places.
Of course, you just reminded me, actually, that's one thing I did mention when we were talking about shapewear and underwear. Get your bra size. So many women are wearing the wrong bra size. You should get your bra size checked once a year at least, or if anything has changed within your body shape, if you've lost a lot of weight, you should be probably doing it every 6 months, especially if you're going through a weight loss journey, because you're going to be wearing things that just not fitting right and not,
That's a job for me tomorrow then. I am still I lost my weight 2 years ago. I still don't know my bra size. I just guess. So I'm actually going shopping tomorrow. So do you know what? I'm actually going to go and know what my bra size is, because I couldn't tell you, because I just that looks like that'll fit me.
Yeah, most likely you're wearing the wrong bra size, and you need to go and get that checked. And if you're still going to be losing more weight, then it's important that you go and get that done every 6 months. That is so key. You could be like, oh, this is a nice bra, I've always had it for such a long time, but trust me, you're going to feel so much better. It's like there's an energy shift when you're wearing things that fit you correctly. There's an energy shift when you empty your wardrobe full of stuff and just put it in the wardrobe and just put it in a black bag and get rid of it, because your junk might be somebody else's treasure. People are going through the charity shops buying stuff, and you could sell stuff on Vinted, but I was having this conversation with a friend the other day. I was like, sometimes you can have all these stuff in bags which you're trying to sell, and it's just there in the corner. I was like, just get rid of it. You don't need it. You don't have time. More money, more things will come, more opportunities, or more clothes. For you to buy more clothes and buy the right things. It's just sitting there, and if it's not selling, just get rid of it. It's, get it out of the house, because there'll be such an energy shift. And there's something so therapeutic about just decluttering your cupboards, your shoes. Like, I went through some of my shoes lately, and I thought, I don't wear these heels anymore. I'm just not. Right now, when I do personal shops, I used to stomp around in heels, but I just can't do it anymore. I'm wearing trainers, or, really a lot more casual than I used to be.
Yeah. I think that sums up this episode perfectly. But Jazz, for all of our listeners that want to find you, where will they find you so that they can start working with you and start feeling amazing in their own clothes?
You can find me on Instagram at thefashionstylefile. Say that again. So you can find me on Instagram at thefashionstylefile. I'm there doing outfit posts or any information about styling. I'm always sharing content on there. Or you can find me on my website, which is www.thefashionstylefile.com.
And we will link both of those into the comments below of the podcast. So make sure you go out and check Jazz, because it's so important that we all feel this amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you loved it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell so that you never miss a future episode. We will be back here with a new one on Sunday at 7 a.m. We'll see you there.